In our last video, we looked at the construction of trend lines, and in particular, how to construct a tentative trend line and also a valid trend line. So in today's video, we're going to look at construction of trend line and in particular some examples. Now, just a brief recap on the construction of trend lines. So in previous lessons, we defined the price action that constitutes a trend defined by price swing highs or lows, or peaks and troughs. So when a trend can be clearly defined, unambiguous rules can then be applied to the construction of a trend line. A straight line can then be drawn through the lows in an uptrend or through the highs in a downtrend. Now, the classic definition is that a trend line is considered tentative when only 2 points are touched, and valid when the trend line is respected at 3 points and continues to make a higher peak or lower trough after the third touch. So let's have a look at some examples of this. Now, in our first example here, which is our uptrend example, we have prices move down. It's created a trough. Prices moved up. It's created a peak. Prices moved down into a higher trough. Prices broken through the previous peak here. So therefore, the uptrend has been established by the existence of the high after the first peak after establishing a higher trough. The price has broken through the peak after establishing a higher trough. So therefore, the new tentative trend line can now be drawn under these 2 points. Let's continue with our uptrend example, the same uptrend example. So we had price has pushed through the peak here. Price has created there's actually another swing in here, but we'll disregard this one for the sake of the exercise. Price has created a higher peak here. Price has created a higher trough. Now price has broken through the previous higher peak, so therefore the uptrend has continued. So now we have a new valid trend line can be drawn. So we have 1, 2, and 3 touches. So therefore our trend line can be considered valid. Let's have a look at a downtrend example. So price has moved up, created a peak. Price has moved down, it's created a trough. Price has moved up, created a lower peak or a lower swing high. Price has moved down, pushed through the trough, which is created now. Our trend has continued. So therefore the downtrend has been established by the existence of the low below the first trough and after establishing a lower peak. So once this has occurred and once the trend has continued, we can now draw our tentative trend line using this point and this swing here. So let's continue our example here. So we've got our previous peak, our lower peak, our trough. We've now got a lower trough and we've got a lower peak. So once price breaks through this lower trough, the downtrend has been continued. So therefore, our new valid trend line can be placed using the swings 1, 2, and 3. So in summary, we learned about trend line construction and we looked at some actual real-life chart examples of how to construct the trend line. So in our next video, we're going to continue with trend line construction, but we're going to look at, this time we're going to look at accelerated and deaccelerated trend lines. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.